Historical Reconstruction of Aryan X. Episode 60, The House of God, Dangga, Tangjip, and Dangjip. It has been said that the Scythian Aryans, who were the protagonists of history in the heart of Central Asia, Turkmenistan, were the ancestors of the Korean people. Therefore, their cultural relics hold a significant difference from other countries that you may not recognize at all. Of course, even Koreans are often unaware of this major distinction. If you have ever visited a temple in an Asian country and discovered a cultural style unique to Korea, you are truly remarkable. However, I have yet to meet anyone who has noticed this significant difference. Now, I will begin the explanation. The House of God the Creator, Dangga, Tangjip, and Dangjip. When you visit temples in any other Asian country, you will not see what is called a Dangga or Dangjip. However, upon visiting Korea, you can see them installed in every Korean temple. Of course, this Dangga and Dangjip could only be installed in the place where the Buddha, the eldest of humanity and the king of the entire world, resided. Therefore, you cannot see it in other Asian countries. It can only be seen in Korea. When you visit a Korean temple, whether you go to the Daeungjeon Hall where Vairocana Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, is enshrined, or look up at the ceiling in places with images of other bodhisattvas, you will be able to see a tile-roofed house hanging from the ceiling above the image of the Buddha that appears in the background. This tile-roofed house hanging from the ceiling above the Buddha's image is the topic of this episode, the Dangga or Dangjip. The meaning of Dung refers to God the Creator who brings forth all things in the universe. As a symbol of being the agent and the highest elder of this entity called God the Creator in the human world, a Dangga or Dangjip is installed above all images of the Buddha. The Buddha, as the supreme elder, resided in the house of God the Creator, which represented authority. Please take a slow look at the form of the Dangga, the Dangjip, the house of God the Creator. And now, there is another installation that you could not have seen in any palace in Asia or the rest of the world, a relic that you will also see only when you visit the palaces where the Emperor of Korea resided. The tile-roofed house, the Dangga or Dangjip, that you could see hanging above the image of the Buddha when visiting a Korean temple, you will also see in the place where the emperor resided. This too can only be seen in Korea. In modern-day China, which has manipulated history, they do not know the meaning of this, so they have only copied and transplanted it while fabricating history, and these installations will be absent. Just as this Dangga, or Dangjip, symbolizes the authority of the Buddha as the agent of God the Creator, the artifact that shows the Emperor, the Son of Heaven, is also a symbol of authority delegated from this Buddha, is the Dangga or Dangjip, the House of Heaven, installed above the Emperor's throne. This relic could only be installed on the ceiling above the Emperor's throne, and if a feudal lord were to install it, they would be punished by the annihilation of 3 generations of their family for treason. If you look closely when you visit Korea, you can see the Dangga, the Dangjip, the House of God the Creator, hanging from the ceiling only in the temples where the Buddha is and in the palaces where the emperor was. Please take a slow look at the form of the Dangga, the Dangjip, the House of God the Creator. And finally, the background painting of the place where the Korean emperor resided is always a painting called the Irwar Obondo, which has a sun, a moon, and 5 peaks. Before we found a region in Turkmenistan, Central Asia, that was identical to this painting, we had no idea what this background painting of the emperor meant. However, after seeing the exact same background imagery in Turkmenistan, Central Asia, we came to realize that the Turkmenistan region of Central Asia was the historical stage where the Scythian Aryans, the center of world history. The person who revealed these truths to the world for the first time was Aryan X. The house called Dung, installed where the Buddha and the Korean emperor resided, is a word used to mean the Lord of Heaven or God the Creator, who creates and brings forth all things in the universe. It also means the agent of God the Creator. This Dangjip is the house of heaven, God, or the Buddha. This Dangjip is the house of God the Creator, where the Son of Heaven or the Buddha resides. The ancient Buddhist era of the unity of religion and state, the Buddha was the agent of God the Creator. And in secular terms, it means one who has been acknowledged to have achieved the bright enlightenment of Sin and Hapil, where heaven and man unite, and God and man become one. Such a person had to reside not in the house of an ordinary person, but in the house of God the Creator. Therefore, the Korean emperor built the Dangga, the house of God the Creator, within the palace and acted as the authority of God the Creator, or the Buddha, the agent of God the Creator. Now I finally understand the meaning of the word bangsan, where the emperor appoints his subjects. It was the act of the Buddha who had reached the state of a divine being, or the emperor, the son of heaven, who is his agent, authorizing feudal lords and granting them fiefdoms and authority on behalf of God the Creator and the world. Thus, the Buddha who acted on behalf of heaven was called the King of Heaven, Chanwang, and the Emperor was called the Son of Heaven, Chanza, as the son of the Buddha. This is why the names Father and Son appeared in Catholicism, which imitated this. In the next episode, we will begin the 25 histories of China by revealing Donggonwangam, the origin of the separation of religion and state, and the first coup d'etat. I sincerely hope that you will contact many people and participate in this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The heavens and the earth will tremble. The subtitle language can be translated into the language of each country, so please make use of it. If there are any issues, please contact us in the comments or via Google Mail. The Google Mail address is aryanrealhistory@gmail.com. The YouTube video address is Historical Reconstruction of Aryan X, or History Restoration of Aryan X. Your subscriptions and likes are your conscience and passion for the truth, so please do not forget them.